Did I just see Gate make fun of the media? Like, straight up, the media just get... Like, that's pretty entertaining right there. To see how the media was shit on by Gate. And I couldn't help but chuckle because seeing how the news reporter was acting, it really agitated me. Because that's, in a way, I feel like how news or media actually handles the news nowadays, because they're constantly having their own hidden agenda. They want to accomplish their own goals. And seeing how the news reporter was, it disgusted me. Like, that dude just really disgusted me, the way he was acting. He's like, oh, they're slacking off. How the military, Japanese military, slacking off. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? And he's like, oh, they're just putting up this image to where they want you to think that they're, doing good and everybody cares for them or likes them. And then also, if they were to take us to other towns, they probably will show us only towns that actually care about them. And I mean, just to see the perspective of the news reporter, I know he has his suspicions, but it annoys me with how he acts and how he's trying to manipulate the press and how he's trying to manipulate everybody in a way to where they'll see it from only his viewpoint. And it makes me upset seeing that, because I'm like, seeing something like this, it really reminds you of how news reporting is done today when it comes to certain things, like, how we view certain, political discussions and stuff like that. And seeing how this guy was just straight up saying, like, oh, no news reporting is objective, I'm like, bro, you're just trying to force your agenda in your reports, and you don't care what others see or how they perceive it. I'm like, are you serious? So, I mean, that scene, just like, I see what Gate was trying to do. It was trying to make fun of the media, but damn, it just really gets to you. So, enough of that. Let's talk about something that interested me with the ending of this episode. It was the preview for next week. Like, the title of it was like the Empress was enslaved or enslaved clothing. It was something similar to that. And when I saw that title, I'm like, are you telling me Princess Pina is going to turn into a slave? Like, what? Pina is gonna... No. There's no way. There's just no way. Or is that really what's about to happen? Because what the preview of the title, what happened in this episode with her getting kind of captured and all that, and when the way the guards were, and then just seeing how there was dialogue that says, like, oh, you'll be free very soon, hint, hint, I'm like, nah, they wouldn't do that. The princess getting turned into a slave? That'd be fucked up. That'd be pretty damn fucked up. So, I'm curious if that's exactly what that, meaning of the title for next week's episode actually is trying to hint at. But I could be wrong, but that's what I think it means. So, Sherry once again shows that she's very intelligent. I mean, we kind of already knew this. I mean, with, the last episode, we knew Sherry was way above. Like, her mental age is way above her body age, because her mental age is, like, in the 30s to 40s. She's very wise, and seeing her once again, the way she acted and what she said, and she's like, hey, I gotta look at these people dying in front of me because I'm the one that caused this. I can't turn away. It was very mature, the way she acted. And so, I've already kind of covered this. Just Sherry, very intelligent, very smart. She's someone that you should fear in the future when she gets into politics, because she'll definitely probably just fucking bitch slap you if you're not looking. So yeah, Sherry, someone to look out for. So one of the main themes of this episode is that the military, the Japanese minister, does not want to move in. He doesn't want to send in forces because he wants to get re-elected. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, just get off your fucking ass and help these people. They're getting killed out there. And he's like, I don't want to have any issues. I don't want to get, make it to where I can't get reelected and all that. And I mean, we get to see the defense minister and all that. He's like, hey, we got to sit down. We got to save these people. We got to do what's right. And I love the political discussion going on in this. I mean, even though it wasn't the best political discussion I've seen in an anime, I mean, Spice and Wolf is a very beautiful example of good political discussion. Just seeing this right here, it was still entertaining, because it just, that type of stuff really gets me. I really love that type of stuff. It really makes me entertained, and I'm like, damn, what's gonna happen? I mean, who's gonna win? Who's gonna outsmart who? And just seeing how the Prime Minister finally broke down, he's like, okay, fine, let's do it, go in, I give you permission, send in the defense force, go in there, kick this fucking Emperor's ass, and save our people, and save the Jieitai Palace. And then also, he's like, this is your, fault, like, whatever happens, it's your fault. And so, the Prime Minister's still trying to save his own ass. He still has his own agenda, which we know, and politicians usually kind of do. They have their own agenda, and they usually want to save their own ass over anyone else. But seeing how the defense minister was trying to help out, he's like, hey, we gotta do what's right, and they don't really care for the repercussions, like, they just want to help out. That makes me happy to see. So, very good job on their part for trying their hardest to help out the people, and, you know, make it to where not more pointless deaths happen. So, most likely the princess might be saved. If she somehow does kind of turn into a slave, I'm willing to bet she might be saved eventually by maybe Itami might come in and save her. But for now, though, we're just left up guessing what could possibly happen next. But there's definitely going to be probably a bloodbath. I sense the bloodbath, because we already saw an example of what happens when you fuck with the Japanese military. When the Emperor fucks with them, they get shot the fuck up. Like, you can have this plate armor all you want, that's not stopping, like, some bullets going through it. So, I can't wait to see the bloodbath. I mean, hey, it's gonna be entertaining. I'm sorry. I just gotta say, it's gonna be very entertaining to see how these people thinking they can start issues with someone that has guns and stuff and, you know, explosives, that they think they can start issues. It just makes me kind of laugh a little bit. So, next week is definitely looking to be a very good episode. Now, besides that, however, there was something in this episode that threw me off, and I have to ask the question, because it could be either my lack of memory, or it could be because there's been some recent family issues I've had to deal with, and I could not be thinking about it properly. But I could have sworn that in the last episode, Itami and everybody, they were running, and they were taking different roads, and they didn't know exactly where they were going. They were just taking different paths. But with this episode, they wind up back in the exact same inn that they were at before. And that confuses the fuck out of me, because weren't they traveling around to go back, but also they made it to where they were not going to be followed, but then they make it back here at the inn, and then they almost get assassinated. It feels like there's something missing. Like, there's something missing in between. Now, we found out that there's some bridges out of commission, and that could possibly play a role in it, but it wasn't really explained to us why they were back at the inn, and like I said, I could be forgetting something. Maybe I'm having a brain fart. I could possibly be having a brain fart. That's a possibility, but I'm just asking because I could have sworn the last thing we saw, it was at, like, the beginning of last week's episode. Itami, they were talking about going down different roads, like a forked road, and they were just going randomly just to get away, and then all of a sudden they wound back up at the end. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on there? So, if anyone could kind of explain if I have forgotten, or if it wasn't explained, please do so in the comments, because I'm very curious why, you know, they're back there. Now, we know there's an assassin hunting after them. We kind of get a name. I think it's the Piped Piper or whatever, and this person is the person that gets other people to do his dirty work. For instance, he manipulates people on the sidelines, like, hey, I need you to kill this guy. And he's, like, manipulating their heart, trying to make it to where they follow what he wants to do, and that's kind of what this type of person is. So, a very shady and assholic individual that will not get his own hands dirty is a person that wants to just, you know, manipulate others to do his own work. So probably someone that's not really good in a physical fight or, you know, confrontation up close. He's someone that likes to stay hidden. So yeah, that's about it when it comes to this episode of Gate, to be honest. I mean, it was a good episode. It was a good episode. I mean, it was mainly just build up for whatever's going to happen next week. Probably a bloodbath, like I said, but it was definitely just a build up episode. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.